Thank you, Ken. It's these rumors that is surrounding EA every day with this Mavs team. Mr. Azad, shout out to Tim Cato. First off,
Right.
Let me base what I'm about to say here real quick about Tim Cato. Tim Cato is my guy. Okay, this is the guy. Whenever you get in the, if you listen to post game, you will hear Tim Cato's voice. He's always asking Rick Carlisle a question, a good question too.
Yeah.
We like Tim Cato's questioning.
Yeah, we like good
we
questions.
like his questioning when we did the post game show. But him and Kevin Gray,
Yeah.
no problems there.
Tim Cato, if anybody is like, oh, this article is, it's just media clickbait, Tim Cato is the most journalistic journalist you'll ever meet. The guy I studied, I went to school with him at UNT. We worked together at the NT Daily. He was my sports editor. The guy is just hard-nosed button about sports reporting. He's been doing this since like high school and stuff. Like, he's been running Mass Moneyball before that, before he went to the Athletic. The guy is a consummate professional. So if anybody's there down in this article, don't. He knows what he's doing. And of course, Sam Amick, the other reporter on the story, he's just as good too. So.
Right. So if anybody else wrote it, not just anybody, but you know, if Tim wrote it, I know that he put the time and the work into it. He didn't just Jeff Kavanaugh said that he didn't just wake up one morning and say, oh, you know, I'm just gonna make a story about the Mavericks and put it out. But Mr. Zod, there were some things in this article that a lot of people, some people feel are upset with, and some are, you know, kind of okay with. For a guy like you, you know, I was expecting you to come in here and poo-poo this article and say, oh, well, you know, we got to fire this Bob guy, and we got to do this, we got to move on. What is your take on it? What's your take? I want to get your take on it.
Okay, so first of all, if you were living on the rock, the article insinuates that this analytical guy that Mark Cuban hired in 2018, he's a former sports bettor named Bob Bulgaris, or Bob Bulgaris, as he's nicknamed. He is a former sports bettor. He made millions of dollars, and then he is like an analytical god. I mean, a lot of people love him. He's very smart. He knows all the numbers and stuff. He makes a lot of money betting on sports because he knows exactly the right kind of model to put out there. So Mark Cuban hired him in 2018, and he's become more than that. He's become more of an analytical guy. According to this article, he's become, quote unquote, the shadow GM, which sounds creepy, but
yeah,
he is essentially what he is, a shadow GM under Donnie Nelson.
And real quick, anybody who wants to, I know we have people who said they want us to touch this tonight. So anybody that's commenting, you know, if you're on Billy's page, we'll read your comments. I'll get on here on the Facebook.
And tell us what you think. Do you believe the article? What's going on? Your thoughts on it? It has caused a lot of drama on our Mavs Twitter friends because they're all going at it, and people who already were very hateful of the Mavericks front office and Mark Cuban, they have even more ammo now. And some of our good friends have been attacked. By the way, it's just basketball, people. Let's not get over there carried away and start attacking and hating people just because they believe one side or the other.
Right.
It's just basketball. It's just a game. Get the fuck over it. And stop just calling people racist and just for no reason. I've seen too much of that.
Got called a racist, DA?
No, I've seen other people. It's just I just feel bad.
I say I can support them on your if it's your case.
Whoa. Watch the Boys in the Hood, by the way. This week.
Watch what?
Boys in the Hood.
Oh,
we gotta get a report on that.
We're
We gotta get a report on that.
Next week we're gonna have that report.
Yeah.
We gotta get that in. That's number one priority.
Yes.
No, but my thing on this whole thing is this. I believe the article, except for maybe one or two things in it that maybe the sources are exaggerating, but I kind of believe it, and I do think that the guy needs to go because if Luka is unhappy with him, your star player needs to dictate. You don't want to piss off your star player,
right?
But what it just shows is that Mark Cuban has a very
that.
dysfunctional organization on his hand, and that while he ignored the business side with all the harassment stuff going on, he's ignoring the basketball side too, because he's left this guy in there, and he is just throwing a wrench in there. And remember that tensions the ticket reported earlier? This is it. This is Carlisle is not probably happy with this guy. Donnie's probably not happy with this guy. I mean, I feel I
didn't get a chance to tell Billy this. You know those comments that Donnie made when we was like, oh, that was directed towards Luka? Wasn't directed towards Luka. We know who was directed towards now.
Mr. Vulgaris?
We know who was directed
Mr.
towards
Bob?
Now. Yeah.
Mr. Bob.
Yeah.
Well, I can see it. And Donnie, here's the thing. Donnie deserves a lot of hate for what he's done in the last 10 years because the guy only got here to 2018. So Donnie still has a few years of inept GM in there. But for the last few years, Donnie has been the public face of the organization, and he has.
So we thought.
Well, yeah. Well, but he has to come out and say, "Oh, I made this move. I did this move." Well, this guy Bob has been coming in here doing a lot of things, and so I don't blame Donnie for kind of throwing him under the bus there or trying to throw shots there, because if they're failing, Bob needs to come front and center. Then if you're the shadow GM, get out of the shadows.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Mark Cuban really needs to get in here and find out who he really needs to keep, who needs to be, because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. We don't know who's really in charge anymore. This idea that if it's true, he's sending lineups to Rick Carlisle and say, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Lineups. That's what lineups.
Yeah. See, I don't like that, and I agree with you.
Again, so my final thing is, if he's doing all this shit, find out who's in charge and get rid of him.
Mr. Zai, I just want to point out to you real quick, with the lineups deal, we did find out that it was his idea to space the floor for Luka to do his Luka magic or step back jacking in the playoffs this year.
Shout out to Follow for that.
Bob?
This was his idea.
We don't know for sure.
That was confirmed.
No. But we don't know for sure if it. Again, we don't know. The organization, Mark Cuban, has come out and said this entire article is bullshit. So we don't know. From what we know from the article,
he said what was bullshit was about what him setting the lineups and stuff. He didn't. If you listen to him, he didn't say the whole thing was bullshit. He was like, to say that somebody is feeding Rick Carlisle lineups, that's ridiculous.
Well, is it? Do we know? Do you think it is?
Go ahead, Billy.
So my thing, to answer your question there, I think that's a little sketchy. I don't think that this guy will come in and tell Rick, hey, these are the lineups you need to run. I do think that he has probably made some submittals over there and say, hey, you have a better chance of doing this if you play these lineups together. I don't think it's not what people are trying to make it to seem like this guy saying, hey, Rick, here's a lineup, run it like this or else. It's not like that. I think Mark Cuban has far too much respect for Rick Carlisle to come out and say, hey, or to allow someone to kind of bully Rick Carlisle. Rick is the bully if you really think about it. Having said that, I do think it's absolutely asinine, man, that we have a quote-unquote shadow GM and a guy here who's just throwing his weight around. I wanted to point out something. Our guy, John Brown, you remember him from the postgame show.
Yeah, John Brown.
Shout out
to him. Big supporter of the show.
He is. John says...
Hope we get to meet him during the Cowboys.
We need to, man. John, we got to run into you at some point. But he brings out a very valid point. He just says it's time to just clean house, man. Everyone needs to go. And I asked him, who's everyone?
John.
Donnie, Rick, and of course, Bob. Listen, man, it's just time to, and I agree with him, man. I don't know how that's going to affect Luka, how it's going to affect what we're doing going forward, but I do think it's just time, man. It's time to just go ahead and clean house. Mark is the owner. He's not going anywhere, but it's time for a new voice from the head coach. It's time for a new voice at the top with the GM. You got to start this thing over, man, because most importantly, you have a young, talented superstar in Luka Doncic. You have a young, talented star in Kristaps Porzingis. And you have those guys here together, man. We can't waste another year sitting here trying to figure out and play all these damn games. We have to have a clear direction on what we want to do going forward. And if these guys aren't sure and they can't work it out, clear house, man, and go. That's just my opinion. I don't know how that's going to work.
All right, notes. What do you got?
Just writing some stuff down. Just taking notes. As my mama said, she said, take notes to what you got to say in a sermon. So there, Mr. Azad. He said, he got here in I'm going to write that down, 2018.
I believe he was hired as the director of quantitative something. But
okay,
he has more power than his title states.
2018, and we 2021 right now, right? I got that right? I want to make sure we got that right. Okay. 2018, the Mavericks were what that year? A lottery team, right?
We were a lottery.
We had Dennis Smith. We got Dennis Smith Jr. that year, I believe so. Okay, he comes here in 2019. We get Luka, right?
No, we got Luka in 2018.
Okay. Well, not even just 19. I'm just saying we got Luka.
We got Luka, then DSJ.
Yeah. No, we got DSJ first.
Okay, so DSJ then Luka, but that was 2017.
Yeah, they close together. So, but he got here in 2018. Okay. And is it 2018 when we made the trade for Porzingis?
No, that was the next year.
That was the next year,
I believe. Yeah. It was that same year because Dirk was there. So
right. So
Dirk, Luka.
It was Dirk's last year.
Yeah. 2018, 2019, because it was made in the mid-year.
Right. Okay. So you go from lottery team. Can you tell Facebook and Twitter what the Mavericks did the following year in after the with the bubble?
All right, the bubble year.
Bubble year.
We went to 6 in the bubble with the Clippers in the first round and got eliminated.
Okay, but you were a 7 seed, right?
We were 7 because it was a 2-7 matchup.
Yeah, it was 2-7.
We were 6 seed.
No, not that year.
We were 6 seed.
You were a 7 seed. You were 2-7. You were 2-7 that year.
I'll look it up, but regardless,
it was 2-7.
Okay, but regardless, I'll look it up. But
because what's the name was the Lakers and the Trailblazers were 1-8. We had 2-7. We weren't that high.
Okay, but regardless, go on. We got out of the first round regardless.
You got into the first round.
Okay.
So from 2018, you go from lottery to
The first round,
to first round.
and then we got eliminated in 6.
Okay. Game 6. Can you tell me what happened this year with the Dallas Mavericks?
They got to the 5th seed.
And they got eliminated in the first round.
In seven games.
Okay, 7 games. Okay.
And after blowing a 2-0 lead.
Okay. Blowing 2 lead.
That's important.
That's very important. I'm going to write that down.
They also
blown
2-0 lead and blow a 3-2 lead.
Okay. So, and this is when this guy got here, right?
It's all under this guy.
All under this guy, right? So, in Mark Cuban's eyes, why would he fire him if he feels like it's working? Because from 2018, since he got here, they were a lottery team. Mm-hmm. They go to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They were 7 or 6, whatever seed it was.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they're a higher seed, and they just get eliminated in the first round. They push the same team to 7. Mm-hmm. Why would Mark Cuban get rid of this guy?
No, that's a very good point. Why would Mark? And under Mark's eyes,
as I've said before, the team is doing this.
Exactly. And
so in Mark's eye, Mark can come out and dispute everything. We can say all they want to. Luka can be mad all he wants to. Right now, Mark Cuban, we just came out of a 7 seed. You know what did he say when the first thing he said? Oh, it was the role players. He ain't put on nobody else but the role players.
Regardless, but my point being is this. There is a dysfunction though, and you're not gonna you'll start. Yeah, you might be doing this, but then Mark is a dumbass if he doesn't understand that. Hey, if you keep having dysfunction and especially internally, it's gonna
plateau and it's coming back
so
down.
I guess the question is, well, this isn't technically a dysfunction.
Is it?
It's not.
Hold on. So you're telling me a guy who is kind of just your analytic guy is making decisions above who your president of basketball operations?
Okay.
And you allow him that, and then Donnie's going to take, because, so one thing from the article that really kind of blew my mind is because he is going in front of the scouts. This year in the draft, the scouts were all virtual except him. He was the analytical guy, was on site, and he took initiative on both of those picks, and they said they disagreed highly on one of the picks that they were made. So you're telling me,
but you know what that's basically saying to me is this dude here might be your next general manager of the Dallas Mavericks.
Is that a good thing?
I mean, if you look at his work, look at his work.
Hold on, that's causality. You can't. So you're just assuming.
I'm saying that the way it's sounding, like if you're telling me this guy's is doing all this and he's doing all this and Donnie's still the GM, this basically tells you what's getting ready to happen.
Okay, but going by that logic, you're saying the same thing. I'll use an example from The Simpsons. Homer thought the Bear Patrol was working.
I mean, look at it. This dude is making.
I have a rock, and it keeps tigers away. And then Homer was stupid enough to buy the rock.
Yeah, 2 + 2 = 4. See, you got a guy.
Your Homer Simpson logic.
You got a guy who's around there, who making decisions over the general manager. This ain't no different than when Jason Garrett was getting when they were getting what's the name out, Wade Phillips. They were going to Jason Garrett and stuff. They were talking to Jason Garrett. Wade Phillips didn't even matter. So this guy here calling shots and telling lineups and stuff like that. What was the question they said? We don't even know who to call over there.
Okay, so is
who to call?
But Walt, that's a problem then.
Okay, there is a very big problem.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to have that problem, the owner looks and says, "Well, damn, this guy came here in 2018. I was a lottery team. In 19, I make the playoffs." And this is with the terrible roster that we have. This is that plain roster we got. Yeah. And I come back and I make a 5th seed. Damn, I don't.
But you know what?
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was going to say this. In fairness to what you're saying,
but that's from a business perspective. Though.
Yeah,
from a business perspective.
Right. I mean, but I think it's also important that we keep it in context and call it for what it is, man. This Mavericks team, the way it's constructed. We got a 5th seed, right? Or we were 5th seed.
We were 5th seed.
Okay,
4 and 5 matchup.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a 6. We were 6 this year.
No, it was 4 and 5. It was 4 and 5 matchup.
Okay.
Why were you all forgetting me?
No, because I thought the Clippers were.
Kendrick says this is not a true 5th seed. Yeah, it may
exactly.
It may not be. It may not be a true 5th seed.
It's full.
But you got there.
Yeah,
you were there.
But you were right. We were a 7th seed.
I already know.
But
Come on, man, I do this.
But it's fool's gold, man, and we have to keep that. I understand we can say, oh well, it's progression, but the reality is, man, was it really progression? No, and so to sit there and say that, hey, this guy and what he has going is okay, and maybe we need to follow behind that because we've seen progression from lottery to 7th pick to or 7th seed to 5th seed. I think we have to keep that in perspective. Me personally, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it.
Right, but when Cuban is talking to somebody, he's selling a team. He said, "Look,
he's got to sell it.
Hey, look, we were a 7th seed this year.
I agree.
We're 5th seed. So guess what? Guess what we're on our way to."
Okay, but you're underselling Mark Cuban. Do you think he's that dumb?
Yeah, but he's a salesman. He's got to.
No.
He sells it to somebody. He's got to say, "Look."
No. We're not talking about how him selling to this. We're saying. So this guy Bob is going to try to sell his job to Mark Cuban to keep his job, right?
Well, he's not going anywhere.
How do you know that?
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
We don't know that. His contract expired. His contract expired.
It doesn't matter. He's not. I would be
shocked.
shocked.
Bring him back.
I'll be. Why would he?
Well, you're star player. Don't lie.
Cuban,
that's my point.
In Cuban's eyes, it's working.
That's my point.
But
you're trying to say we think that's a dumb thing. So you're assuming that Mark Cuban's that dumb to think that they're progressing that well, which they're not.
He only thing he thinks wrong with the team is COVID.
Okay, so
that's his only problem. And when you listen to him talk, he thinks COVID was just the only problem with the team.
He's a dumbass.
Oh, I'm not gonna call Mark Cuban a dumbass. I'm not.
No, I'm saying if you think that Mark Cuban doesn't think there's a problem with his team, then I would say Mark Cuban doesn't know what's going on. Then.
Well, that he thinks the role players were a problem.
Okay, well, and that's a big part of it.
Yeah, that's what.
Who picked those role players? That quantitative analysis guy, he was the guy, big part of the trade for Jay Rich.
Okay, but at the same time, those role players, in his eyes.
Oh, okay.
I was guess
who
seed.
picked those role players, Mr. Quantitative Analysis guy?
But I got a 5th seed out of it.
No, but I don't think he looks like that. Walt.
He does. He can't possibly look at it like that.
He is too smart.
I am the smartest guy. I'm the smartest guy in the room. Right. So for him, he thinks that
that's another problem. That's what's the problem with
that's what I'm saying. He thinks that these type of players are going to win you a championship because it worked before.
It doesn't matter because Walt, who is going to bring who is bringing the championship? Okay, is it Bob Vulgaris or Luka Doncic?
We know he ain't choosing no Bob Vulgaris over no Luka.
Exactly.
At the end of the day,
and if
Luka come in there and say, I want him gone.
And I guarantee you, he's going to go into the off and say, "Let's get rid of him."
Well, hold on. It depends. If Luka signed the contract and then say, "I want him gone," then Mark probably gonna be like, "Hey, look, bro, don't matter."
Well, I think Luka's smart enough to be like, "I don't need to sign this contract till you get rid of him." And it's
he ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, he will.
He won't do that. He won't do that.
He could.
I think.
I don't know why we're undervalued.
Now he gonna sign a deal regardless. He's not. No player is gonna not. I think Charles Barkley or somebody said no player is gonna not sign $200 million because of another man.
Here's the thing. Billy and I, we told you this. We said it. In this NBA, it doesn't matter about contracts anymore, signing big things. You can move things.
Okay, you can still move, but he's going to sign it. That's not the issue.
Yeah,
we can move him afterwards, but I'm just saying
we don't want to move him.
I'm talking about he's going to sign it.
That's a threat. He is a threat to
He is not going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
That's why I disagree. I disagree, man, because the thing is, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care if it's a $400 million deal. It doesn't matter. Once he signs it and the money's guaranteed, that's all good. But that does not mean that it's a guarantee that this guy's going to stay. You have to make.
I told you. Make me a bet for whatever makes you uncomfortable. That boy gonna retire Dallas Mavericks.
Man, that's fine. But
he's gonna retire Dallas Mavericks.
Not if you don't go and put the pieces around him. And if this guy is a problem, well, you're not gonna tell because you're giving me all this money and you're telling me basically, in essence, I'm the man. But then you're telling me that as the man, I can't say that, hey, this dude is a problem for me and his team, the team that you want me to carry to a championship, and you're not going to do it.
Here's what you guys are not understanding. It's not going to stay the same. Everything's going to change.
Well, okay.
So here's the thing. This show has been through how many changes? How many people have had up here?
Well, I mean, just Billy's spot.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. How many times we brought people in and it done changed? You're gonna have to go.
But guess what?
You're gonna go through growing pains.
Hold on. But to your point on that one, guess what? Who's been the most consistent on our show? You, me, and Tovash has been the most consistent.
Right.
And Cat.
Okay. Well, no, Cat came. We had other producers before Cat.
But Cat was. But we've been Cat been running the studios that we've been part of. Right. So I'm just saying we've been the most stable. So you, me, and Tovash are Rick, Luca, and Donnie, and Billy's over here, Mr. Yes, over here. If Billy starts
If Billy handed me the analytics and it's working, I'm gonna tell Billy, shit, you better keep feeding me the analytics.
So let's say, so if Tovash is, let's say Luka, because we all agree Tovash is Luka, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
star player.
If Billy and Luka and Tovash start getting at it, but Billy handing you an analytical thing, are you gonna get rid of him?
You know what a good owner does, or a good GM does? You sit him down in the room and say, look, fellas, we got to work it out. We got to come to some type of middle ground or something.
Right.
Well, figure it out.
Problem. From what we're hearing,
we don't have
Vulgaris is an asshole, and he doesn't like to listen to other people.
Okay, well, that's Mark Cuban's problem to figure out. Now we get back to another issue that I wanted to bring up real quick. My main issue with the Mavs is that they don't draft, right?
Right.
And this whole keep bringing in free agency. Let's go to free agency. Okay, so a couple years ago, when me and you used to go at it about drafting, you notice that all the teams that are in the top 4 right now are the teams that sucked 4 or 5 years ago.
Aside from, hold on,
all of them.
Okay.
Atlanta sucked. Phoenix sucked. Utah sucked. Milwaukee sucked too. Philly wasn't that good either. All those teams, you know what they did? They got in the draft.
But they got high draft picks.
Okay, but hold on. Here's the thing. Here's what you got to do. We had it. We were starting to do it, but we stopped. This is Phoenix did this. I want to say Atlanta did it too. Miami definitely did this. You draft your guy, okay? You draft him. We'll say Luka. Now you go back into the draft. You draft another guy. By that time, you have cap space. And at that time, when a Chris Paul or a Jimmy Butler or a Damian Lillard or whatever, not happy with their situation or whatever, you can go to the team and say, hey, we'll give him to you. We got the cap space to take him off. We can trade you this and that, or give you this and that. Give him to us. So now in Phoenix, they got Devin Booker 1 year. They got Devin Booker, I think 15. They came back. They sucked 16, 17. 18, they got Mikal Bridges in a trade on draft night. They came back. They
got in 18. They got DeAndre Ayton, the first round pick.
No, Ayton was in the Luka draft.
Yeah, that was 2018.
Yeah, 18.
Okay, wait. Mikal Bridges was in the. I thought he was in Dennis Smith Jr.
That was the year before, 17.
Yeah.
He might have been. If not, okay, but still, I think they might have got Bridges and Ayton the same night. They might have.
Maybe he was a second round pick.
Yeah, they got him. No, they got Mikal Bridges in the trade with Philly.
Okay, so they made trades.
So okay, yeah. But you go sign, you draft your guys, and now Phoenix says the next year Phoenix goes into the bubble and balls out, and then they come back and say, well, we got enough cap space to go make a move for Chris Paul.
We need leadership.
Okay, Miami, they draft Bam and Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, and then say, we got enough salary cap room. We can go bring in a guy like Jimmy Butler, or make a move for him like that. So
how they do this year though?
They were just in the finals though. So I'm not gonna beef with them too. I'm not gonna beef with them too bad.
Then again, I don't count.
And then Jimmy Butler, he had COVID almost the whole season.
Right, but I also don't count much of anything that went on in the bubble because the bubble was.
You can't. I don't discredit. You don't discredit nothing that happened in the bubble.
I do.
You don't ever discredit because that was a hard thing to do.
Well, I know, but I also think that the bubble also made some teams.
There are some players that balled out in the bubble that didn't work here.
KP.
Okay. Yeah. Wait.
Hold on. But my thing is that the model for building today's team is you draft 2 guys, you open up cap space, and you go get. There's offer every year. There's a player that's disgruntled. There's a superstar somewhere that don't like where he want to be. Russell Westbrook or Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. Somebody's not happy where they want to be at. You scout the league and say, okay, well, you know what? We can make a move on this guy and bring him here.
Essentially, the Mavericks kind of did what you did, though.
But they didn't.
Yeah, they did. They had Dennis Smith Jr. first.
That's what I said. That they started to do it.
Hold on, but they had Dennis Smith Jr., then Luka. And so then they traded one of their pieces, Dennis Smith Jr., for KP and Tim Hardaway. And so they did what you did.
But they stopped.
So what else?
You got to draft another guy.
They don't. Hold on. You do realize that once you get KP and Luka,
there's no more draft.
No more draft.
First off, because you're gonna be too good.
Yeah, you can't. You're playing. The only way your plan works is if you keep sucking.
Yeah, right.
Okay, hold on.
And that's the thing.
It wasn't because We did suck that year. That year we got KP because KP didn't even play that first.
But
season.
hold on, time out. KP played half that season, right?
No, not when he first got here. He didn't play
When
that
he
season.
first got here.
When he
first
got
got
here,
here,
yeah. So I'm saying, but he only got here half the year, and then he didn't play the second half of the year. So the next year, going into 2019.
No, I'm talking about that year that they got him.
Yeah.
That was when they were supposed.
So what
to
did they get in the draft?
They
right
did,
after
they traded. They gave it all away.
Right for KP.
For KP. But but that's why you stockpile your draft picks too.
So then again, we wouldn't have KP. So
No, it's not about it. You still can have KP, but you still should have been in the draft. That's why I say you got to stockpile. You got to stockpile your picks. We gave away a lot of our picks on fucking Rondo.
Oh yeah.
That was another thing.
But that was generations ago.
That wasn't generation. That wasn't that too far. That was like 15 to 16.
That was 15.
Like
That's a
6
long
years
time
ago.
ago. That's a long time
But
ago.
hold on. You see how OKC has all those draft picks?
Well, of course,
You
yeah.
got to stockpile them.
I understand that, but it doesn't also work for everybody else. You also,
Yeah.
That is how these teams that are in the that were in the bottom
I
four,
understand that.
they
but,
flipped.
Okay, fine. But here's my thing. Regardless of what that, you can't do that now. So
No, that is the way. That's how these.
no. Now you can't do that.
We're not in position to.
Oh, wait, I'm not talking about now. But now you're in a situation. You're in a situation where you're either gonna have to keep KP, or you're gonna have to trade him and start that model.
Right.
It's one of the two.
Well, first of all, the problem is KP didn't play well, so you're not going to get back. You're going to get 60 cents on the dollar for that. So you're not going to get.
That's
back.
why I say you're gonna have to
keep
take
him.
back nothing for him and start it over.
So they're not going to do that though.
But there's no point of doing that. Number one. Number two, that's another thing y'all got to stop doing. Stop trying to flip the roster over all the goddamn time. Now explain. I want somebody to explain to me what is it that didn't work this season with KP. Why was it a failure?
Everything.
What was a failure? No. I want you to describe to me what was a failure.
He did not show up in games when he was playing, and we have to constantly get him in quote-unquote rhythm when other star players don't need to have that rhythm. And it seems like other star players at his caliber, again, he's a star player that we consider
this season.
AD was all right when he was in rhythm.
Yeah.
When
he was playing.
Yeah.
He was in rhythm.
No, when he was playing, because when he came back from injury, it didn't take him long. AD still dominated.
Listen,
AD did not dominate the season.
Not like his normal self because he was dealing with injuries. But when he was playing,
wait a minute. You mean the best power forward had injuries and didn't?
Wait. We
Well,
need to
also
keep it in
time out. Are you
perspective.
trying to say that KP had injuries or not? Because he didn't.
We already know the organization came out and said we were the ones that were sitting.
So okay, but regardless, why do I have to in games consistently put him in quote unquote rhythm? That's the problem.
That's basketball,
That's
man.
basketball.
You got to
other
get your
players.
guys.
So really,
Klay Thompson is a rhythm shooter.
Hold on. First off, let's look at the two players. Let's use AD
and I don't want to go to
KP.
the KP. The biggest thing on this one is it's not KP or Luka. We understand that we're gonna have to deal with that anyway. The bigger question is your front office is in shambles.
But
So it doesn't matter.
But I want you to understand,
And you don't want to get rid of Donnie.
what do you mean?
You and both of your.
I'm for it.
He wanted to go.
I know you
I don't
don't.
care what happened with. I don't care what happens with Donnie.
How are we supposed to? You just left a great case for why Donnie Nelson and even Bob need to go because their way they handle the drafts and how they go with analytics and all that is not working. So therefore, you made a great.
But
case
I'm saying
leave.
for in Cuban's eyes, he looks at this and says, "There's nothing wrong. My team
then
is going.
Cuban's a problem too.
My team's going up.
He's not gonna fire himself.
He's not. Of course, he ain't gonna fire himself.
And guess what? This article proved what I put on Twitter. Mark Cuban is turning into Jerry Jones.
Whoa.
And I'm listen.
Hold on. Why you gotta take shots at my guy Jerry? What my guy?
I am a Mark Cuban.
I'm saying, well, I'm a Jerry guy.
In Dallas media, I'm probably the biggest Mark Cuban apologist there is. Okay, I see there was no fault.
Maverick apologist. Luka, you a big time Luka apologist too. You let him get away. You let him just get away with everything.
When you make two first team All NBA teams.
Here we go. Now that's what we gotta hear all the time. That's what we got. You know what? I asked Billy a question in the car. I want to ask you. I hope everybody's watching can answer.
Please comment below.
Please comment.
A lot of people comment.
If KP didn't play one game this season, do the Mavericks make the playoffs?
Maybe.
No. I don't want maybe. I want a yes or no.
I think they would.
You think so?
I think
with all the injuries that they could have possibly, but I don't think so. I don't think they would have been able.
So you think Luka would have taken this team all the way?
Let me ask you a question then. In the games that KP played, do you remember any dominant performance where he was like, oh my God? Because from what I can remember, KP only had one stretch.
He was when he did play, gave you 20. He gave you at least 20.
No, he didn't. Not every night.
He gave you not every night.
Not every night.
If we had a week of Mavericks, KP gave you 20 point games.
There was a huge stretch.
He would give you double. Why you think he started calling them big stops? Because he was giving you double.
Remember at one point I came in here and I said, "Yo, over the last 2-3 weeks, he's been the best player on the team."
Player on the team. There was
small stretch, but I'm saying that. But
what do you mean small stretch?
Stretch.
The organization kept sitting him down all the goddamn time.
And that's on them. That's why I said this front office is more of the problem than.
So then they go again. My point is this: you guys. I don't know why you keep bringing up the KP. He's going to be on this team regardless. No one's going to trade him. No one's going to trade for him. They already saw how dysfunctional it is. And anybody who will trade for him, they're going to try to screw over the Mavericks. And again, you have a front office who's dysfunctional at best. Who knows if Vulgaris Bob is going to come in there and Donnie, don't do that. I got to put something on my spreadsheet before we make that trade.
Hey, real quick, I got John Brown, man, brings up a very valid point here. I'm messing up, guys. I'm sorry. It's right here on my Facebook. Wow. It disappeared there.
Wow.
Continue on.
Okay.
He said that basically in KP's dominant games and that stretch we were talking about, he was averaging around 20 shots. 20
points a game.
No, not 20 points. He averaged like 20 shot attempts.
Okay. Yeah.
So to what I've said before, man, and I want to touch on this real quick. You had mentioned AD and KP, and not that it's about
Kendrick
those guys.
says I agree with EA.
I guess
on that last part.
And that's fine. But I will say this: when you think about AD, you're talking about he didn't need to get into a rhythm. AD is a different player from KP. He can actually get the ball. Remember, he was a guard in high school. This dude can handle the ball. He can create his shots. KP's not the same guy. KP has to be set up. That's why I put all the pressure on. Not pressure on.
So we just don't want to bring in rhythm players at all. Is that what I'm understanding?
I'm just saying we don't have to consistently cater. It seems like
but it's not asking to
cater. Hold on, no. My point is with KP is that it seemed like such a chore to get him going.
Okay.
And it is always something. Whether or not he was pouting, whether or not he was upset, whether or not he was happy. There was something always with KP
because he wanted to be a part of the game.
No, but also another thing is it's not just Luka. You do realize the rest of the fucking squad didn't do the same thing for him. So there has to be something there. You guys got to understand that it wasn't just Luka. There was everybody else on the squad that was. And remember, I was like, oh, why are they ignoring KP a lot? It's not just a Luka thing. It's a KP thing. Seems like KP was the problem, but regardless, he's here. The biggest question, and I don't know why Walt. Well, I guess Vulgaris got to Walt somehow.
No, it wasn't about Walt. It wasn't about Walt. I'm just looking at him like Mark Cuban, the way Mark Cuban talks and the way I look at him, he's a Shark Tank business guy. When he goes and sells a business to somebody, and you put numbers in front of him and you say, well, what are your ups and downs? And he said, well, shit, my team was a 7th seed and I went to a 5th seed.
Okay, that's fine.
And they're gonna say, damn, that's growth.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, from what we read in this article, if it's true any bit that Luka does not like this guy, he should be gone. There's no quote about it. No, because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. This guy should not have more power than the president of your basketball operations. I'm sorry.
I agree.
You have to have defined roles. You have to have defined leadership in the front office if this thing is going to be successful. If not, Luka will be gone.
Hey, I got John Brown. He agrees with EA here. He said, Walt, you need to understand that Luka is not Dirk. And I'm going to have to agree with John on this, man, because I understand we don't think the likelihood of it is huge, but we cannot sit here with this.
Make me an offer for whatever makes you uncomfortable.
The point of the comments, it looks like I'm just going NBA.
And you don't even like John Brown because you stay hating on him whenever he come in. Now all of a sudden y'all boys. See what type of turn? See what you're dealing with, John Brown? I told you.
He's being smart.
It's the truth, though, man.
Am I just doing like an and one highlight reel on you on this segment? Just go
boom. Yeah, he's hot sauce.
Boom. I'll be like Cole Beasley, put some sauce on it.
As long as Mark Cuban is the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic ain't going nowhere. Now you bring in another owner, you got me. But as long as Mark Cuban owner, he ain't gonna never hear the word no.
I'm telling you right now, if this problem is not this is like a rotting corpse inside you. It's just gonna rot us away like a dead corpse. We're just gonna be. And Luka is going to get fed up. And guess what? When we're sitting here, we're going to be crying. And you're going to be crying too. When you sit, well, I don't know about you because you're not really a Mavs fan. But we'll be crying.
I can always go in the draft and get me another one.
That's why I don't take you seriously.
No, I'm just saying I can always find me another player. I can't find a Luka, but I can find me another player.
I'm telling you right now. And can I say this point right here? I hate this thing where people are, oh, if he leaves, we can just get drafted and find it. You're not finding another Luka.
Oh, that's funny you say that because they say the same thing about Zeke, and you can find another Zeke.
Is Zeke a game-changing running back that defies the NFL? No.
Wow.
Are you trying to say Luka?
Mama D.
No.
You don't love Mama D. No.
You ain't coming. You're comparing. Hold on. You're trying to say Zeke is the same level as Luka Doncic?
We're saying
On draft night, you was excited hell about getting lit.
For Tony.
You was doing all this when
For
Zeke.
Tony.
Oh, okay.
That was for Tony.
Okay, all right. Now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now because it was Tony's running back. Now it's Dak Prescott running back. Oh, he's not that good. He
shout out to Zeke, man. Shout out to Zeke.
He lost. He's looking good though. He's shredded.
Let's take a break. We come back. Thank you for that Maverick check, man. As a matter of fact, the thing is buzzing over here. We got to talk about Billy's Cowboys. A certain local guy from Dallas, made some comments about the Cowboys, and Billy's not happy about it.
Oh, I'm not happy
You're not
about
happy
it. No, because I'm about to show him up.
Oh, okay. Well,
Thank you.
let's take a break. We're going to talk Kyler Murray right here next on DallasOnAir.com.